All right, live and number one in Tech Talk. Per the recommendation of Luke. Let's see how that works. So this is primarily going to be a daily vlog about different tech topics, digital marketing, and videography stuff. Hey, at least now I'm number one in Tech Talk. I made a adjustment, or I found out what I was doing wrong, and you're going to think it's hilarious. So the reason I was having, it keeps refreshing. What the crap? Well, let's give it, I notice it takes up to about 2 minutes before it gets synced very well. So we'll see how this goes. But good on the recommendation to create a hashtag for the Tech Talk. And my lighting is being kind of crappy today. Yeah, okay, so the hilarious part, the reason it wasn't letting me create a hashtag is because I was trying to put the hashtag in for creating it, and I didn't try just to type in a name. All right, awesome. Yeah, for a tech guy to have that issue, it's, hey, that's why I'm drinking coffee. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's saying, at least YouTube gives me more of an idea of what the stream quality is. And so I can see if it's on my end or on the receiving end. Yeah, so, man, I wish I can get faster connection here. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, because don't you usually get off at around 6? Come on. The internet connection that I have stinks. So. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, I bet. Well, at least you know you're needed quite a bit in order to, I mean, yeah, especially if you're getting a little, quite a bit of overtime for that. Yeah, my ports are set up correctly. It's okay. So where I'm located, there is no true broadband, what we would consider nowadays broadbands. It's a low-end DSL connection. Because that's all that is available here. It's actually quite frustrating to try to stream on a 1 megabit upload. Yeah. But that's what I have to work with, and so maybe one day I can afford to put an OC3 connection in here or something like that, or do a bonded T3 connection of some sort. And that's pretty sad when you have to go back to the T1 and T3 connection speeds in order to have a decent connection. Okay. Yeah, well, thank you for that. Yeah, I like the fact that YouTube at least lets me know what my connection quality is. I don't know why YouNow doesn't add a feature like this. But yeah, the 480p stream that is currently coming across is, it looks like it is on my end for the upload. So hopefully that gets better. But is there a topic that you want to go over or anything today, Luke? Yeah. Yeah, and that's, and I'm, okay, cool. And Luke, I truly do appreciate you taking the time to come in, especially knowing that what your job is and the time that you have, and then also the fact that you have a kid. Yeah, that I do appreciate that. And you're a fan since day one on you now. So, but getting back to using you now to essentially launch. That's why I'm also trying to make sure to live stream over on YouTube, because that platform obviously is not going anywhere. And I was watching a content creator's channel this morning, and he was going over some numbers on VidCon that YouTube had, that they have 1 billion monthly signed in active YouTube users that are consuming content. And so, and I think they said that there's a 90% growth in YouTube TV. And so it's still a thriving platform for people to get going. It's just like Twitter or any other platform, there's a lot of noise out there. And so you have to figure out how to navigate through that. So that's definitely why I'm understanding that it's going to take a while to really get a good fan base and grow as a content creator. But yeah, so it'll be fun. A lot of work ahead. Yeah, so where my soon-to-be studio is looking out towards a road, and occasionally there's some weird cars that go by. They're number one in a hashtag. Those people get split through the number ones in every hashtag. So, okay, so when broadcasters get off and they're number one in a hashtag, number ones in every hashtag. Okay, so that's interesting. Hey, Sad Galaxy, welcome to the channel. This is obviously a more surrounded around tech talk, tech questions, going over technology, digital marketing, and videography. So, okay, so essentially what you're saying is like when you would look on a leaderboard or something like that, all the number ones show up there, or most of them, that is. Okay. It'll be interesting to see how that works out over time. Still 480p streaming connection. That just bothers the crud out of me. Let's see. View, yeah, and there is a huge lag in when people sign in. It doesn't even show up in my audience for a little bit. Okay, that's what you mean. Okay, yeah. I kind of wish it didn't really do that, because it gives you gives us analytic data, or it gives you a kind of misrepresentation of, viewers that are actually finding you. But I understand it can help, especially new content creators, be able to get more views and more people tuning in. So let's see, I'm almost to the junior level, I think, on here. I think once I hit another 10-minute or greater stream, I actually can progress. Yeah. I think I'm gonna also use that hashtag and see how it performs on YouTube as well. That way I'm kind of getting the double whammy there. Okay, now I'll never pass it. Right on. Let's see. That's awesome. Hey, BJ Shaw, welcome back again. And goodbye. At least according to my counter, it shows, I think that's a she. I started as hard. 100 live views. Yeah. So that's why I kind of want to try to figure out a way to do. Um, Man, I really need more coffee. That's why I want to do multiple streams a day for at least the foreseeable future. After I finish moving into my new place after this weekend, it'll make it a lot easier to reliably get here and then start streaming. Now, I think I mentioned this earlier about it being National Insurance Awareness Day. I mean, do we really need to be aware of insurance? Get in their hashtag. They get about 10. Okay. Do they just hashtag themselves, or do they have like a set of hashtags that they typically use? And I'm trying to make sure to note that Dan or Phil. All right, cool. People each, but it will say either one of their names. Okay, cool. Yeah, and if you catch them, make sure to go ahead and I'll try to keep an eye out for the invite with those two names. That way I can watch them and get a little bit more acquainted with what they do. Look for them on Saturdays. Okay. I might miss them this Saturday because that's the day I'm moving. But I'll try my best to keep an eye out for them. And I have some. I was talking to somebody that lives around here, and I might actually have a Star Wars figurine that I can put back here. What is the new robot R2-D2 replacement name? I always forget it. But anyways, it's going to be one of those little guys. And then, next week when I stream, probably towards the end, it'll be a blue. I'll have the blue paint up too. Yeah, BB-8. The simplest names escape me, but if I knew BB-8's IP address, I could remember that forever. It's crazy how a tech guy's mind operates. But oh boy. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I slept good last night, at least I thought I did, and I woke up this morning just feeling like I could sleep all day, but I hate sleeping during the day for some reason. Wired wrong in my head, I think. But yeah, is there other top, or I know you just had to come by and say hi, but I'm kind of brain dead this morning, so I'm having trouble coming up with other things to talk about. Cool. Well, yeah, I'd hope you love sleeping during the day because, I mean, you work all night. Hey, Desert Lake, welcome back again. How are you doing today? And also, I'm doing great. What about you? I asked you first. Okay, cool. Yeah, and just so you know, Desert Lake, courtesy goes to Luke for suggesting switching the hashtag to TechTalk. Here, it's not so hot. What's the temperature there? Yeah, let's see. I am gonna do a quick look at 50 degrees. Let's see. I think it's only like 60 here right now. $2.2 billion investment. Money problems. Okay. Looking at the headlines on TechCrunch real quick. 87. Now you got me. I better come up with the exact temperature. Dark sky. Well, it's warmer than I thought. It's 70 here. So, in the wonderful northeastern Washington state. Zuma Pizza adds extra automation as it rolls out to new cities. Oh, what are you guys' thoughts about McDonald's going to working on going to automated checkout stations? Just out of curiosity. Hey, Sammy, welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you jumping in here. On this channel, we talk about different tech-related items and digital marketing and videography, and then a mix of other topics that come in there. And Desert Lake, thank you for inviting your 14 fans. Woohoo! Yeah, it won't work for a while. I think the only system that fully automated that works well, is it a restaurant in New York, or it's in Europe that is 100% automated from food prep there, but they had to spend a lot of money working on it in order to get it work. And they were a startup. So a company or a franchise like McDonald's switching to automated systems, I don't eat there very often in the first place. And but it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Hey, no problem, Desert Lake. Let's see. Intercom lands former Intuit exec as its new COO. Yeah, not much is really happening that's breathtaking in the tech world, it looks like. And I apologize for the lighting going in and out. It's due to the sun coming through the front windows. I do have some dedicated lighting I'll try to set up on future broadcasts as well, because right now all I do is I have a small light that's above the camera on my desktop. Hey, you now anonymous, welcome back yet again. Feel free to jump in, talking about different tech-related topics and other things. All right, see you in a little bit there, Desert Lake. Yeah, I don't know. Automation can be great once the kinks are worked out, but it's software and somebody had to code it, and they're not perfect. And it's going to be a nightmare until they work out all the code bugs. Let's see. Luke in Desert, I know that there's a stream quality issue, but how does the audio sound on here as far as my mic audio? Oh. Oh, wow. Hey, about time it matches my mouth. I look forward to faster connections in the future, which is interesting because where I'm located and about 30 miles away, there is actually fiber to every residence. And so you have a 100 megabit connection to the internet service provider, and then whatever you're paying for through them to the outside world. And it can go up to a gigabit connection. It's part of that community development for low-income counties and stuff. But it's, I wish they would bring that up to where I'm at, because then that would help out immensely with getting rid of some additional latency issues. Yeah, you'd think that sucks, Luke. You would think that Verizon would want to put Fios all the way to the complex because that's a dense area of potential subscribers. But yeah, hey, you know what's, this is how bad it's sad with the connection. I would be glad with a Comcast connection right now because at least then I could actually know I can get more than a 1 megabit upload stream. And even going with the Comcast business connection, you don't have any of the bandwidth caps or anything like that. Yeah, they've been. I know the Comcast issue with the routers and the hotspots. All right, turn them into hotspots. I think that issue started coming up. What was it? 3 or 4 years ago. I haven't followed how that court case is going, but that is. I mean, it's not. They already charge enough. Why the heck do they need to use people's routers as hotspots in that way? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. They essentially said that, oh, okay, well, it's not using any of that customer's bandwidth by having the hotspot service on. And yeah, that you're still using resources on a router, you're still using processing power, so there has to be some type of measurable impact to the connection, regardless of if it's affecting their internal network or not. Yeah, it is good that you can turn it off. That's why it's also kind of nice that you can buy over-the-counter type. You can go down to Best Buy and buy a cable modem. That way you have more control. The downfall with that is Comcast doesn't support it. As far as, they'll give you the information, but if you have any troubleshooting issues, they'll immediately blame it on that. And they want to charge you the $10 a month for whatever router that they use, which is either Motorola or SMC. I believe is the current manufacturers that they're using. But yeah, it's incredibly frustrating to know that there's because a lot of people don't even know how to log into their own router, and because they're not technology experts, they're not really technology savvy. They just want to be able to turn it on and connect to it and have it work. Why does there need to be a requirement for consumers to have to know to jump in there and turn it off? Yeah, it is hilarious. I definitely agree with you on that one. I think, yeah, Desert Lake left his on there, which is nice. Savage Mason is on board. I'm watching the editor's choice ticker on my left side, which it probably looks like you're the right side of my screen. Oh, wait a minute. HEBI aims to make custom robots as easy as Lego. Ooh, that's going to be kind of cool. I would love to build a robot as easy as messing around with Legos. That's what I need to get for back there. Not to go completely off topic there, but yeah, I need to get some Lego stuff and put up there as well. Luke, again, have you seen YouNow streamers actually use like outside services like Patreon and those to get support? I'm not going to do it currently, but I'm curious to find out other ways that people have used that in the past. I know I've supported different artists and different creators via Patreon. I just wasn't sure if you saw people doing it here on YouNow. Yeah, well, yeah, after having the conversation I did with Lauren, I'm trying AYE, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, especially as a guy on this platform, yeah, it's going to be extremely difficult. Yeah, Lauren. Okay, see? Coffee's working. Probably shouldn't drink as much coffee as I'm drinking, but I finally cut down to 1 cup, and now I'm up to 2 or 3 a day. Oh boy. Yeah, HEBI Robotics. I am really curious. Also, I mess around with that OBS software, the open source. Oh, that's okay, dude. You've been up all night working. You actually have impacted real lives. You know, that's doctors, nurses, anybody in the medical field that actually cares about their job and their patients. Mad respect for. That's because you guys have to deal with a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety just over what happens to people. And yeah, so dude, if you're out of it, you're out of it. That's okay. So I don't mind whatsoever. But now I lost my frame of thought. Doggone it. Oh, the OBS, Open Broadcast Software. That, yeah, I was talking to the robot and then I jumped over to OBS because you were talking about the split view thing. Yeah. And I also keep rubbing this eye because when I'm tired, it starts twitching. And so, yeah, it's kind of annoying. But anyways, the OBS software, I was messing around with that, and I wish there was more ways to have chat control over on YouNow. I haven't looked into it a whole bunch, but being able to transition between the screens and everything, and desktop view, I think that's going to be really awesome. It's a really easy software to figure out. And so, yeah, I just wish the split, was it split view or split screen? Or XSplit, I think you said it was. I just wish that they had a Mac version of that software. If only the better word. Yeah, exactly. Okay. That's another frustrating thing with the YouNow software. All it is, it seems like it is a browser wrapper with the Flash engine built in, and that's it. It's beta, but I mean, come on. I'm sure there's about 50,000 different college programmers that could do a better job. Yeah. So, but all that being said, I'm obviously broadcasting on YouNow. So, I mean, it's where the eyeballs are for right now. And so be it. I'll have to go from there. Now, I can't remember. Did you say you had a drone? Or, yeah, mixing together different conversations. No. So, I think you're probably talking about this. Well, this is just the super drive for Apple, because back here right next to it was the Mac Mini, which essentially I have Plex on it, and I've been, it's my media server once I finish getting the painting and stuff done. And so, yeah, because I have that, I have a ViewSonic VP2770 LED screen that's calibrated for graphics. And then the iMac 5K display with the i7 processor, which is funny because I never thought I would be an Apple person until I didn't become an Apple fan, if you call it a fan, until they switched over to essentially using FreeBSD as its core. And that is when I transitioned over to the Mac platform, is when it became Unix based or Linux based essentially. No, well, FreeBSD is closer to Unix, I think. And so once that happened, I've been enjoying their products. Just expensive as hell. Holy crap. But then I do love building gaming systems for people, CAD or 3D modeling computers for people, because that's where a lot of fun is, obviously. And one of the things I want to be able to do in the future is after I get the broadcasting software figured out where I reliably can switch between it, I want to set up where I actually do a live stream build of a computer. That way people that are inexperienced at it can have an opportunity to take a look at it and hopefully feel less intimidated about jumping in and getting their hands dirty, or hands clean, I guess, if you're dealing with anti-static stuff. So yeah, so I do have a lot of plans in the future. It's just, got to get there. I do also want to do some pre-recorded how-tos on different areas. Yeah, and Tech Talk, I think, is a great hashtag for this, and I think once I hit where I have 100 fans or more that are jumping in pretty regularly on here, I think that is where it would be better to do pre-planned out builds of different things or different how-tos and so forth. And let me see. So that, let's see, right there is actually a handheld ham radio. And I bring that up because I also want to be able to talk to people a little bit more about amateur radio and some of the fun things you can do with it. It's not a bunch of old guys sitting in a shack somewhere, although there are a lot of those. But there's a lot of projects, especially for hobbyists, to mess around with building cool electronic things. Oh, okay. So, yeah, he's probably sleeping again. Yeah, he said he went to bed, what was it, at 9 a.m. yesterday and woke up at like 6 or 7 at night and then went back to sleep and slept all night. So, yeah, I'll hopefully get him in the future. I want to try to reach out to him too and talk about maybe doing some type of collab on something. But thank you for trying to reach out and invite him over, though. I appreciate that. Okay, I'll make sure to do that. Oh, hold on one second. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, sorry about that. I had a lady come in and hopefully the conversation wasn't broadcasted. So did my mic cut out, and so there was no audio there for a little bit? All right. Well, really? Then what the? Okay, I did mute it. Okay. Yeah, no. It was somebody that I worked on their computer, and they didn't come by and pay, but yet it's an older person. And so I kept saying that I was live broadcasting at the moment, and she was. So, yeah, sorry to have to suddenly mute the mic there for that one. But, hey, all good. But I think, Luke, I'm actually going to jump off here for today. I got to get some other stuff taken care of and get prepared. I'm showing somebody how to work, or actually what's on their computer. And so one of the things I like doing is helping the older people, that taking the time, sitting down with them and making sure they understand what they have. Okay. Yeah. And if you're not prepared, I'd rather have you come in and hang out than not. So, but yeah, totally do want to do a guest stream with you at some point. All right. You too, Luke. Have a great day. Get some good sleep. And yeah, hopefully tonight, if you're working tonight, goes a little bit smoother and you can keep it more to are you on 12s or 10-hour days right now? 12s. Okay, that's what I thought. So hopefully it sticks to a 12-hour shift for tonight if I don't talk to you before you head to work. But yeah, again, thanks for your support. Thanks for helping me continue to grow this, and for your input too. I do appreciate it. I can't say that enough. But yeah, dude, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later, man.